Hi, good evening, and welcome to tdcat.com. Today I'm looking at masking out someone's face in some footage within Premiere Pro. The other day I began putting together some clips for when I received things through the post. I just basically have a quick chat about what's been received and have a quick look at it. And I realised that I hadn't taken my address out of it, and so I didn't want that on YouTube really. I didn't want to publicise my address on YouTube. So what I had to do was mask it out. And I thought, well, I might as well do a tutorial on that because it's a really nice thing to be able to do within Premiere. You never know when you might need to block out someone's face. So what I've got here is a clip of Rod doing some work, and let's just say that we needed to block out his face. Of course, why would we want to do that? There's nothing wrong with his face, but let's just block it out anyway, and we'll do that very simply indeed. So what we've got here is the original clip, so which is 3995. So what we're going to do first of all is drop that clip on top of the other clip, and then we'll delete the audio off that second clip, just because really, more than anything else, by holding down Alt and dragging over that clip, just the audio of the bottom one, and hitting delete. So we've now got that clip on top, so that's the one that's playing there. Oh, I've just realised actually I've got to increase the size of it because this is actually 720p footage, but I'm just scaling up in Premiere to 1080. Because unfortunately my camera only does 50 frames a second at 720, which isn't very good, is it? But I'm not going to spend too much on a new camera. So we've got our two clips in there now, and what we need next is a title. So if we go to Title and New, and a default still title, the full size of the frame is fine. And if we select the circle tool here, which is actually already selected, or the ellipse tool, depending on what you want to mask out, you can obviously draw a different shape. But in this case, because it's someone's head, I think a circle tool is an ellipse tool is quite good. So all we're going to do is just draw over the area we want to mask out and plonk it on his face like that. We can close that off now and drag it into the clip. So there we have an area to mask out over his face. So that'll do. There we go. We'll just leave it like that. No, but what we're going to do is actually do a mosaic effect on this. So go back to this second clip and search for the mosaic effect. And you'll find it there under Video Effects and Stylize. And if you put that on the clip now, this second clip is now fully mosaic. So you probably want to set that to how you're going to want it to be, because that's the blocks by default are far too big. So if we just close down those blocks a little bit, maybe something like that will be sufficient. You can change it to however you want it to be, but usually something between 30 and 40 on the horizontal blocks is about right, and then obviously less on the vertical blocks because the vertical blocks are scaled differently because of the frame size. And next thing we want to do is, remaining on this clip here, which is in our timeline video 2, we want to go and look for a matte. If I just search for matte, perfect one to use here, track matte key. So put that onto our footage, and then you should have your standard motion stuff here, and then your mosaic, and then at the bottom, track matte key. And the matte comes from the title, which in our case is video 3. So if we select video 3 now, what you'll see is you get a nice masked out face with a mosaic. Now that's great, that works well. That's all there is to it. It's that easy, isn't it? But of course he moves. So you need to then get into the whole keyframing side of things. And I won't go into that in detail here because that's not part of this tutorial. But if we click on the title, we can keyframe this accordingly and move it around the screen with the keyframes. You can even scale it up and down to kind of, to suit where he's standing. So if he moves over here, we probably need it to be a bit bigger. So we'll move it. We would move it across, and we'd move it down, and maybe scale it up just a touch like that. Looks a bit freaky, actually, but that's just a keyframing thing, and I will go over that in another tutorial. So there you go. That's all you need to do to mask someone's face out, or an address out, or some personal details of some kind in a video within Premiere. Now, this will work in any version of Premiere. I think the Mosaic and the Track Matte's been around for a long time, so you won't have any problems with older versions of Premiere. This is using the latest version of Premiere Pro CC, but I think you'll find it works in anything. And the principle is good to do in other video software as well. So same, menus and the stuff will be in different places, but the idea is good, and you'll be able to do it in other software too. So if you like what we do, please subscribe, and thanks for watching. We'll catch you soon.